part 2 on radical and rational expressions. I had example 3 of 9 square root of 3m squared plus the square root of 27. So if you're having trouble with these exponents and the roots together, I did a video on power versus roots. I encourage you to go look at that. And if you're confused, come and see me or reach out to another math instructor. So let's talk a little bit about this. I see that I have 3m squared inside this root, and this root is a square root. Well, 3 is prime, and the power on it is 1, so it's not going to factor out of that root. But on this m squared, I see that there's 2 sets of m's, and it's in a group, right? And there's 2 of them, and the root is 2. So if my power and my root are equal, then it factors out what's left, which is the m. So I'm going to bring the m to this front here, put it in front of the 9, and we can clean this up later. Let's bring down the plus sign. Well, in adding a subtraction, you have to have like terms, meaning that if I put my finger over the 9m, I see that I have a square root of 3. So if I put my finger over this plus 1 in front of the square root of 27, I see that it's the same root but different radicand inside it. So I'm going to have to see if this will reduce down. If it won't, then there's nothing else I can do. But let's look at it. 27. 27 is, it's not an even number, so I'm not going to try 2. So let's try 3. Will 3 go into 27? Sure, 9 times. If I prime factor 9 down, I get 3 times 3. If we're working in a square root, it means that whatever is in there needs to be in groups of 2, or the power has to be divisible by 2 in order to factor anything out. And I see that I have 2 3's here, and then I have a 3. So this is the same as saying 3 to the first power times 3 squared. Or some of y'all would have said the square root of 9 is 3. And that's fine too. But I'm just not skipping no steps. So I got m9 square root of 3 plus, well, that 3 squared factors out. And the 3 with the first power, it stays in there. There's nothing I can do. Well, now I'm looking at it, and I see that I have the same root with the same radicand, same root, same radicand. So that means I can add these together. So what I'm going to do is, I see that I got this 9m, and I got this 3 here. Can I put those two together? Well, again, it has to have the same term, or like terms. This one has an m in it, and this one does not. So I can't put them together. Now, if this did not have that m on there, and it was just 9 square root of 3 plus square root of 3, then we could have added them together, and we would have got 12 square root of 3. But since we have this m, we cannot do it. So I'm just out of habit going to write 9 square root of 3 plus 3 square root of 3, and I am done. And again, if it was 9 square root of 3 plus this, we would have just said, alright, let's take the 9 and add it to the 3, and it would have gave me this as my end result. But in this case here, we had this m. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about why I switched the 9 and m. It's just a habit. I read left to right, and I always put the variable behind the number. And it's okay because it's multiplication. So for example, if I asked you what is 2 times 3, you'd say 6. If I said, well, what's 3 times 2, you again say 6. Multiplication, I can do that. I could have left the m in front, or I could put it behind. So it's okay. So this is the correct answer for this problem. And this is an if statement. If we didn't have the m, we would have went one more step. Thank you.